Let's take a look at how to publish an Adobe Air file that can install your Flash piece as an application on somebody's desktop or laptop computer. We'll start with this simple interactive piece that has our solar house from earlier in the course. This version of the house works a little differently than the versions earlier. I'll test the movie so we can see how it works. So the sun is shining on the solar panel, creating electricity. You can click on different items in the house to turn them on and off. So I'll turn on the garage door, and the teapot, and the toaster, and the clock, and the lamp. You can also turn any of those items off again by clicking. When I click the TV, we're taken to a video about solar energy. I'm going to pause the movie and then click the Back to House button to go back to the house. So looking in the Property Inspector, right now this piece is targeting Flash Player 11.2. That would be a good choice if this piece was going to be deployed to a web page somewhere and be viewed by users in a web browser. But now we're going to make it an installable Adobe Air application. What this means is that when a user clicks on our application to install it, it will be installed on their computer just like any other software program like Microsoft Word or Adobe Photoshop. They can then open it up and use it just like any other software on their computer. We're just going to do this kind of quickly so you have an idea of how it works. There are a number of other courses here in the lynda.com online training library that are specific to Air, and they give a lot more detail and work with examples that do a lot more complex things than our little house here. So in the target drop-down in the Property Inspector, I'm going to change my selection to Air 3.2 for desktop. Now I'll click on the icon of the wrench right next to it so we can view the settings for our future Air file. First off, Flash tells us what the name of our outputted file will be, solarhouseinteractive.air. Next, we choose if we want to create it as an Air package, a Windows installer, or an application with runtime embedded. I'm going to choose Air package. Now we're going to make sure that our file has an app name, so Solar House Interactive is fine, and a unique app ID. So I'm going to put com.lynda.solarhouseinteractive. Here in the description box, we can put a description of the file and copyright info, and we can even adjust the Chrome that will appear around the application when it's installed. And there's some other items as well. I'm going to move on to the Signature tab. Digitally signing your applications is basically like you saying, yes, I am the creator of this application, and I'm responsible for what's in it and what it does. Now you can create a certificate right here by clicking Create and filling out this form. So I'm going to put my name, and I'll put the organization name of lynda.com and the country, and I'll create a password and confirm the password. So I'm going to browse to a place where my certificate is going to be created. I'm just going to put mine on my desktop. And it can be called solarhouseinteractive.p12. That's a certificate file. So I'll hit Save. And my self-signed certificate has been created. Now this works, but when a user installs the application that we're going to create, they're going to be warned that the certificate is unknown. That's basically saying that there's not a way for Flash or the application you're creating to verify that you really are who you say you are. If you're looking to create applications that you want to maybe sell for money, you might want to look into getting a certificate from a certificate authority like VeriSign. Our P12 has been created, and I'll type in the password that I just set. I'm also going to check to remember the password for this session, so if I accidentally close out, I don't have to type my password again. Now in the Icons tab, you have the option of including icons for your application. An example of where this will be used is in your system tray when an application is running. Here's mine, and you can see the icons for the programs I've got running, the red FL icon for Flash and the folder icon for Windows Explorer. We actually have icons for most of these in the exercise files. They're just little PNG files, so I'll browse and find the one for 16 by 16, and the one for 32 by 32, and then the one for 48 by 48. Finally, we have the Advanced tab, which we're going to pass on for now. Instead, I'll click Publish, and Flash tells us that the Adobe Air file has been created. So here's my Air file in my File Explorer, and you could double-click on it to install it. Then it would run just like any other software program on your computer. So using Flash Professional CS6, you have everything that you need to create and deploy Air projects as installable applications for the desktop.